No, you're not imagining it. When you walk into that new construction home and something feels off, yeah, no, something is kind of off. Newer design features in homes built after 2010 can actually have a psychological effect on people.
What?
I know, it sounds crazy, but it's true. This video isn't about my typical talk about poorly built new construction. What I'm talking about in this video is the new design features that we're seeing in these newer homes built since 2010, and these features that can actually have psychological effects on people. So if you're in the market to buy a house, especially a new construction home, and you've been walking into these homes and you're feeling kind of off, like something doesn't seem right, there's a reason why, and we're going to talk about that right now. So let's get started. I have toured and sold quite a bit of homes in my career, and I will tell you in recent years when I've shown new construction homes, even sold new construction homes, something kind of feels off with these new design features. And I just recently learned about this, that research studies have been done about these psychological effects on these new design features. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not just me and it's not just my clients. Like there is something off there. And there's a reason why you're feeling this way when you're in these homes. Now, mind you, some people do love these newer features. And, that's fine. Now, while these newer homes, they look great online on Zillow or the MLS, once you're in the home, you're feeling off. And look, there's a reason behind that. So let's talk about that right now. The first feature I want to talk about are ceiling heights. So since 2010, and probably even before 2010, the trend with these new construction homes are 9 to 12 foot high ceilings. Now, it's supposed to create this whole feeling of like space, right? And it's supposed to help you feel like, you're like freedom. And it's also to help with like abstract thinking, right? It's supposed to have all these like positive effects for you to feel in these spaces with higher ceilings. But studies have shown the higher ceilings can actually disorient the brain and it can create restlessness and distraction. Now, there was another study done, believe it or not, for students studying in universities. And the study was like students who take exams in like those big auditoriums where like, the ceiling is like really super high. They found that students didn't perform as well on their exams when they took an exam in these auditorium type settings. Again, because it does kind of distract the brain when you're in like these larger spaces. So same thing that they're finding in these newer homes with the high ceilings. People are kind of feeling disoriented and they don't like it. So if you're walking to these homes and you're seeing these high ceilings, you're kind of like, well, something's not right. That's why it can affect your brain. Another effect that these high ceilings can have is noise, right? So if you have excessive noise going on, or even if you're just talking to somebody in a room, it can echo and again, disorient the brain. Yeah, the high ceilings can have a psychological effect negatively on a person. Let's talk about everyone's favorite feature, the open floor plans. This trend has been dominating new builds for years, even before 2010, but now more so after 2010. It's like that's all you get. You're not going to see a home with a kitchen separated from the dining room, from the family room. It's just not. You don't see it anymore. It's this open concept where you have your kitchen, dining area, family room, all in one space. Okay, great. Some people love that, especially if they have a family, young family, the kids are there playing, you're making dinner, or if you're entertaining, you have family and friends over for holidays. It's great. You have everybody there in one space. But it does affect people psychologically. Why? Because it's noise bleeding. While this is all well and good and the whole concept of it sounds great, science has shown that space creates sound bleeding. And the sound bleeding can increase a person's stress hormones up to 25%. A research study was done that actually showed that. So think about it. If you're in the kitchen, say you're running your blender, the TV is blasting, right? You got kids running around playing. All this noise, it can stress one person out. It can totally stress somebody. I would stress me out with all that noise going on. Even if you're entertaining and you have everybody confined to that whole space, it can get very loud and very stressful. And it's just hard to manage that. If you're in a new construction home and you see this open floor plan and you're thinking, this is awesome. This is great. I would really love this. But you're kind of feeling like, I don't know how I feel about having everybody on top of me. I'm like, just something doesn't seem right about this. It just seems like it would be a lot. Listen, you're not crazy. You're not. This can really affect people. The next feature, let's talk about the lighting. Now, in these newer builds, they have been changing the lighting sources. How have they been changing them? Well, the builders are putting in bigger windows, more windows to bring in more natural light. The thought process behind that is to bring in the outdoors to the inside. Okay, that's the whole concept. This is what these builders are trying to do, right? To make that more appealing for buyers. But the problem is now there's fewer light sources in the homes and they're putting in these bright white LED lights. So you're thinking, okay, how is this going to affect me? Well, hear me out. Science has shown a circadian rhythm responds to layered lighting, not just sunlight. So if you do have like these bright white LED lights in the house, like in your recessed lighting, yeah, that it could really mess with you, right? Studies have shown that warmer light can actually improve your sleep and give better sleep quality. Look, I know from my house, we put those LED lights in and they were bright white. My husband couldn't stand it. He's like, "We got to tone this down. This is it was too much. It was too much." So they do sell those LED recessed lights where you can adjust the lighting. You can make it warmer. You can make it cooler. I highly recommend you get those types of lights where you can adjust the brightness of it, because the bright white lights, I get that. And I see that in these new construction homes. You walk in, you're like, wow, it's like awfully bright in here. I mean, look, I'm all for lighting and stuff, but so who knew that the new lighting in these homes would have a psychological effect? But yep, they do. Hey, whether you're looking for a new construction home, an older home, or if you need to sell a home, but you need a real estate agent in your market, I've got you covered. I offer a free service where I can help find you an agent in your market. Scan the QR code here or click that link down below, fill out the form, and I will get back to you with an agent in your area. Also, a quick reminder, if you are looking to sell a home or buy a home here in Northern New Jersey and you'd like to work with myself and my team, there's a separate link down there. Please click on that and I will happily set up a Zoom consultation call with you. Now, let's talk about this other trend that's called the disappearing hallway. Yes, this is a thing. This has been big since 2010. What the heck is a disappearing hallway? So the concept of this is that builders are trying to maximize the most amount of space in the home. So the concept is primarily on the first floor, they're trying to connect as many rooms into one general space. Here's a perfect example. I have here a floor plan from a builder, Highland Homes. They're based out of Texas. This is a 4,500 square foot home. So as soon as you walk into the home, the entryway leads right into the dining room, great room, that whole open floor concept, right? So you see here, you have your dining room, great room, kitchen. The kitchen then leads to a little courtyard, and then you have an outdoor living space. But what do you see there on the first floor? The primary suite. The primary bedroom is connected to that space. What we see a lot of times in these hallways, they try to make it like into a little study space too, right? Where you have like a little desk there where, you can just, hey, let me stop and pay the bills as I'm walking to my bedroom. Like they're trying to maximize as much functional space as they can. So therefore we call this the disappearing hallway. Now, the problem with this is the brain needs a transition space, right? That's what a hallway is. You're transitioning from the family room down the hallway to a bedroom, okay? Or if you're upstairs in your room, you're transitioning, you go from one bedroom to the bathroom, right? When you have that open concept like that, there's no transition, say, from the family room to your bedroom. You're just walking right from family room into your room. It's kind of messing with the brain a little bit. It doesn't help reset the memory. And you also don't get a real sense of privacy. Here's another example. The homes that I've been looking at, now I've been looking at homes for future retirement homes, and I'm looking at new construction homes, and there's always the primary suite is on the first floor, right off the family room. I hate it. I hate it so much because I want to have my space. Like, I want to go to bed and not hear people in the family room or in the kitchen. I don't understand why they've come up with this. I think it's a stupid idea, to be honest with you. I hate that layout so much. So I'm struggling when I'm looking at homes, like even newer built homes, like people who are currently living in these homes that they bought 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and that layout exists. I can't stand it. I couldn't live with that. And I'm sure many of you will feel that way too. It's like you feel like you really don't have any privacy. You want to retreat to your primary suite and shut the rest of the world out. Yeah, I'm not having that. If you're going to have the family room in the kitchen right outside, no, that doesn't work for me. So you see, it's affecting me psychologically. And I don't even live in one of these homes.
Yeah.
So this is a problem. So if you see this in new construction and you're like, no way, this drives me nuts, it's affecting you psychologically, it's affecting your brain. Now, I want to touch a little bit on the older homes that are being renovated and fully renovated and bringing in all the modern touches and all like the new features. What I'm finding with my buyers these days is they are appreciating these older homes. And I'm talking homes that were built, 1960s, 50s, even 40s, right? Here in Jersey, we have a lot of older homes that exist here. So going into these older homes that are renovated but have the separate rooms, I'm finding my buyers are appreciating those a lot more these days than this open concept. Now, look, I'm not here to knock you. If you like an open floor concept, that's your thing. That's great, but I'm seeing the trend change more so that where people are just appreciating these older homes. It's a lot cozier for them, right? Without the 9 or 10 foot high ceiling, there's a sense of like a better ambiance. They feel like a little cozier, right? And the rooms are separate where you're not on top of each other. The noise is less because you're in these separate rooms. So I am seeing this among my buyers. As a matter of fact, I'm under contract with one of my clients. The home he's buying, the house is built in 1984, and it's just your ideal colonial style home where you walk in, formal living room, formal dining room, leads into the kitchen. Then you have a separate great room. I love it. I love that for them, and they love it. So again, I'm not here to knock these new design trends, but I just want to make people aware, because if you are walking into these homes and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, something doesn't feel right, this is why. Brain kind of has a hard time processing these little features. I hope you found this video valuable today. Thank you so much for watching me to get your dose of real estate reality. My name is Jackie Baker, and I will see you next time.